Good Thursday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV, the internal combustion engine age YouTube channel that talks about all my cars and trucks and SUVs and all that good stuff. And wow, hard to believe it's Thursday morning. What is going on with my pond? It used to be the lily pad challenges, now it's the algae. I mean, what the heck is going on there? I mean, am I the Echo Green guy or what? Come on. Am I contributing to the goodness of this world with that nice ecosystem pond? Oh my goodness gracious, wow. Good morning there, everybody. It's tunes into my channel with my Bass Pro Shops hat that I got down there at Bass Pro Shops. And wow, just hard to believe it's already Thursday. Just beautiful weather here. And once again, thanks for tuning in this morning. If you're a new watcher or the people do watch me, appreciate the support. And wow, just incredible how when you're living in Florida, I see it so many times, you're down there in Florida, it is like night and day from the weather up here of actually being hot. I don't know. To me, it's like this summer has been hot, but it's just nothing like the Florida hot. So anyways, hey, last night I spent time cleaning up the Ram 3500. I think it was just trashed. I think it was so dirty. I took it to the dump, and it got all that stupid ass clay dirt up in that whole truck. But this truck hasn't been cleaned, I bet you, for 2-3 months. Just incredible how time goes by so quickly. And just don't drive it a lot, even though that really is my true beginnings of my really just buying lots of trucks. It was the Ram trucks back in the 90s where my true truck addiction started. Come on, pups. Where I used to have every single Ram. The Ram 3500 dually, Ram 2500, Ram 1500, the Dodge Dakota 4-door, the Dodge Dakota 2-door, extended cab, RT package, little race truck. Oh my goodness gracious. Have I lost anything? Am I losing anything? I mean, look at all this stuff here. Am I losing my sanity? Come on, Pops, go. Come on, get in. I just don't get it. These guys were just out 5 minutes ago. Come on, get in the barn. What do you think I'm doing? Just hanging out? Come on, let's go. They're acting like cows. Come on, Ginger. Come on there, Scotty. So, wow, have I lost my ability to be able to store things? I mean, yesterday, I took the time to take the motorcycles out of the trailer and then put them here in the shop. Look at my shop here. So, I got to get my light on. Yeah, it is the F-150 powered up. She sure is working the heck out of this truck right now because it's just such a great work truck. Look at this here. I haven't made a little short video yesterday. So look at this. I have now, am I the motorcycle dealership? I mean, look at this here. Do you see this? 1, 2, 3, what's that? 4. There's 6, 7, okay, 8, 9, 10, 11. 2 more dirt bike motorcycles in the trailer, and 1 more Indian down in Tennessee. 14 motorcycles. I think this is the most ever. I think this is the most ever. I may be wrong. I may have hit 15. Hey, Pops, come on. Let's get in here. Am I losing it? Yeah, am I losing it? Yeah, I'm losing it, all right. Come on, Pops. So, yeah, what's that all about, right? Oh, my gosh. So, get the, not everybody's even here. Hey, Scout! I'll have to probably turn off the video. Get in! I'll probably turn off video because everybody's be like sick and watch me walk around, chase the dog. Scout! Come on there! Ginger, come on! Hey! But here's something that's interesting. See this Indian Super Chief? I think I may part with it, maybe. I'm doing something right now. I'm maybe working a deal, which you'll maybe see play out, or maybe you won't. But you know what's interesting? For my daughter that rides the Indians versus when she rides these Hurleys, you know, the Street Bob over here. I'll turn the light on so you can see a little better. But it's just incredible of her stature and body on how she looks in these motorcycles. So on this Harley Davidson Lowrider SD and this Street Bob, these bikes, her body looks so much more proportional to the bike, and she looks really good on the bike. When it comes over here to the Indian, this bike here, she looks small. And she's, you know, the controls, because it's a bigger platform bike in the seating. So she doesn't look proportional to it. She looks dinky. And even here on the bobber, same thing. And so, I don't know. I don't know if the Indian really is her calling. She just loves the Harleys. Come on, pups. So borderline for me, it's like, do those just kind of disappear? Come on, let's go. Scout. So anyways, I don't know where my other dog went. Did he go upstairs? Probably did. I don't think he did. But anyways, the adventures today is, okay, come on. Anyways, so yesterday we were talking about the winning versus losing. Yeah, so just saying, am I losing it? Yeah. Am I losing my capability to store things? I'd have to say so. Come on, get upstairs. Come on. Come on. What are you doing? What's the ball game? What do you think we're going to do, huh? Come on, pups. So, look at that CUDA there. How about that? How'd you like to have that in your garage today? So, yeah, yesterday there was the winners versus losers. So today I thought, why don't we talk more about the losers? Here's the routine. The losers versus the winners? I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to really kind of... Jeez, let me sit on down. Let's see what we have here. Oh my gosh. So, yeah. Stories of stories. My Bronco picture isn't peeling back. I kind of finally fixed that. I should just get a frame. Do I remember that? I don't. Just too many things going on in my life. So anyways, here you go. So what's interesting here is I kind of lost the garage down in Tennessee. Or did I? So somebody that's really watching my channel, you probably be wondering, why did you kind of take stuff out of a Tennessee car? A garage. And so what happened is my mother-in-law just kind of started not being too happy about all the vehicles being down there. And so if you watch my channel, I went down to Tennessee and I took that F450 truck down and I hit the deer. And what's really crazy is when I went down, I had that motorcycle trailer I just showed you. I had all the motorcycles in it. And I took some bikes down there, the new ST, my ST, not the daughter's. And so anyways, so we went down there. That was back in June. And we brought down the Challenger. But prior to that, we brought down the F-150 race truck. And so we shuttle things kind of back and forth. But then I kind of lost some of my momentum because we lost the F-450 because it was damaged in the body shop to be able to tow back that trailer. And I wasn't going to use my Grand Wagoneer because it wasn't set up with the electric brake. And I just wasn't really worried about it. Well, then I turn around and I go to Florida for close to a month. Well, meanwhile, down there in my mother-in-law's driveway, now she has 2 cars staying in the driveway in a trailer. And then the garage is full of motorcycles. And my mother-in-law just really was getting irritated. So, and my wife was even commenting that she wasn't happy. And then she claims that people were coming on the property just to admire the Challenger and the race truck. And I'm just thinking, now, other thing down there is my mother-in-law claims that people break into the cars down there at nighttime. I'm just like, this is Jonesboro, Tennessee. This is the $1 million neighborhood. And, I mean, I don't know. None of my cars have ever been broken into, have been sat out there before, but who knows? But anyway, so I just really got the feelings from my mother-in-law that she just really wants my crap out of there. And it's not my house, it's her house. So I just kind of took the position that, you know what, I'll just get my stuff out of here. I mean, I'm not going to argue with my mother-in-law because what's really incredible is when I went down there last week to get that F450, because that F450 truck sat in the body shop fixed for close to a month. Yeah, it was. So when we were leaving to Florida, the guy literally called me the day we were leaving to Florida that the truck is ready. And I'm like, oh, great. So when I got down there last week, I asked my mother-in-law, she even told me, she's kind of like, I don't mean to be mean, but you need to get your stuff out of here. And so I was like, what? So I said, so you want me to get everything out of the garage and stuff? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. Well, now I'm basically, kind of hearing, well, it wasn't that radical. My mother-in-law was really more like, just get the cars out of the driveway. But I asked her, should we get everything out of the garage? It's just misinformation, whatever. So anyways, the adventures, right? So I lost my space down there. But at the same time, if I want to take things back down there, yeah, I can use the garage again. So who knows how that plays out. It's all about the family, right? You have these family challenges. So anyways, My thoughts were losing. So get this, Tesla to me is the cult club. If you're a Tesla person, I really think you're part of the cult. And some may irritate somebody that owns a Tesla. Watch my channel, but I'm telling you, you guys and gals are the cult club. And the reason I say that is because I've talked about it before. Tesla doesn't like to lose its value, doesn't like to lose its, I guess, perception of what it is, doesn't like to lose the stock values. So many people have become rich off of Elon Musk's stock market investments. And so for the Tesla owners, I truly believe they just won't disclose what's going on with their vehicles. I think it's a no-no. I think if you're a Tesla owner, you're shamed big time if you start ragging on your Tesla's a piece of junk. I really believe that. Do you really see much out there in the Tesla, in general social platforms or just general media of really negative connotation besides the self-driving thing? Kind of that. But here's the latest. This is what's very interesting. Talk about losing. Now, I guess some former engineers that no longer work with Tesla, or maybe are still there, they're disclosing that they manipulated the range, that the batteries range these vehicles. Yes, this is just now coming to light. It's kind of like the diesel cheat. We've now maybe have a battery cheat, the diesel gate, the battery gate, whatever you want to call. So apparently, Elon Musk, the engineers, whoever you want to blame, made these vehicles pretend to be X amount of mile range, but they never really are. And so many variables on how you get the range out of these electric vehicles. I mean, it's one thing, you're stop and go traffic, back roading down hills versus just open up highways. It's a different ballgame. So, the variables, it's the 1 + 1 = 3. It's just infinite. That's X, like for Elon Musk, his word, X, the X is a variable. So anyways, he uses the X a lot apparently. So the whole point is, people that buy these Teslas, they're thinking they're going to get, let's just say, 300-mile range. Well, these engineers are disclosing that at 50% life of the battery would radically, automatically adjust to reality. So for the first 50%, so you're at 100% battery, up to the 50% of life, the battery has been lying to you. And the reason this is being disclosed is because so many people would see their range after 50% radically change. And so Tesla literally had a call center on how to handle this situation because many people thought they had a faulty battery. So they were at one time fielding like 2,000 calls a week of unhappy Tesla owners that were complaining they have a bad defective battery because the range in their car would go from being X amount of, basically it's kilowatts. So let's just say for the heck of it that in the Tesla it's showing you're getting like 3 or 4 kilowatt or 3 or 4 miles per kilowatt. Like my F-150 truck, you maybe get 2 kilowatt, 2.1 kilowatt on average out of that truck. Sometimes a little higher, but I'm just using real basic numbers. So let's just say for the heck of it, and I don't even know. I have no idea. I've never looked at the mile range in kilowatts for the Tesla. Let's just say it says you're getting 4 kilowatt or 4 miles per kilowatt. And so all of a sudden, once you get down to 49% of the battery, let's just say it goes to 2 miles per kilowatt. And that's what I'm assuming, or 3 miles per kilowatt. So I'm assuming, and then your range went from you showing it at 100% with 300 miles, but then when you get to 50%, instead of being 150 mile range, all of a sudden it goes to 80 mile range. Or 90 mile range or 100 mile range. So Tesla apparently in the back end engineered their cars to really show false range numbers. That's what's starting to come to light. So what's going to happen to Elon? Is Elon going to go to jail like these diesel guys did? The Porsche executive, the Volkswagen executive. Are these people, Audi, are they going to be is Elon going to be hauled into court and thrown in jail for doing harm to the the consumer's feelings. See, it'll go nowhere because here's the reality. It's the green agenda. It's the green agenda vehicle. So what real harm did it do to the environment, like the diesel vehicles did, of manipulating the real emissions? Anybody out there isn't abreast to it, back in the 2010 or 12 or whatever year it was, a lot of automotive manufacturers got caught with their pants down because they were manipulating the real emissions in real-time driving. So Volkswagen had put software into their cars under an emission testing station. It would show it's perfectly clean. But then it got out that they had manipulated the computers to only operate like that under emissions tests. But in the real world driving, they didn't come close to the emission standards they're supposed to. So Dodge, Ram, I should say, the Ram line got penalized. The Fiat Automotive Group that had that Fiat Eco diesel motor, so people got settlements. So you go back to the diesel cheat, that was a huge penalty for Volkswagen. It's ongoing. Volkswagen has agreed to put in so many electric charging stations as part of that massive settlement for being, a dirty company in more than one way, of polluting the environment, also being dirty, of misleading people the real information. So Volkswagen lost big time on that, wanting to continue to provide a good fuel mileage vehicle. And that was the thing. If you own these Volkswagens, I owned them. You can get 40 plus miles per gallon on these Volkswagens all day long. 48 miles per gallon, maybe even 50 on diesel per gallon. 50 miles per gallon, 44 no doubt, 48. So, but once you do all this emission stuff on them, it totally chokes them and kills them. So that 44 mile per gallon diesel vehicle is now going to probably be in the 30s. And so Volkswagen lost. So I hear from Elon Musk that has, his company, his engineers, Elon Musk could play, he didn't know. I mean, who knows? But the engineers manipulated the range. So you that bought the Tesla, you lost really what you felt that you were being told would be the range of the vehicle. But I haven't heard many Tesla people talk about this. So, that's very interesting to hear this new thing that just has come to light. And once again, what's going to happen to Elon Musk? Where does it go? Does it go very far? Because, in all sincereness, it takes more energy. But, then the argument is, well, how are they recharging the car? So just, but here's the point. For Tesla, it seems like the group of owners of Tesla, they just don't rat out Tesla. Maybe they do more than I don't realize. Maybe there's a Tesla owner out there. Maybe I'm clueless, and they'll be like, no, Tesla owners complain and bitch all the time. But for the most part, Tesla isn't really branded per se as a bad vehicle and per se a bad company. I know there's a lot of variables out there in that. So in that aspect, I think that the people that bought these Teslas, you lost what you thought you'd have. So there's a loser. There's a loser situation, right? So the next thing you got to think about is a UAW. This happening right now. The United Auto Workers is in negotiations over their 10 key things, apparently. And a new president, Sean Fein, I think is the guy's name. I could be wrong. I think it's Sean, then F-E-I-N, I think, or Stein or something. So anyways, new presidents come into the UAW. And their biggest concern is this electric vehicle revolution. They're very, very concerned that that their union workers are going to lose their jobs, that their union workers are going to lose their hours. So right now, the UAW, the average pay, when you factor in the pension and the health care and the hourly, so if you factor the whole package, the average union worker is billing basically like Ford $62 an hour. Yeah, $62 an hour. Wow. That's close to, so an 8-hour shift, that's close to $500. If you're a manufacturer like Ford, you've got, just one person that's costing you $500 in one day. You start adding up all those people, it starts to add up. So for UAW, they feel like they're going to lose their footprint in this new EV manufacturing. They're very, very concerned. I mean, they're very boisterous about how the gas engine vehicles, the ICE age, is the better fit for their union. And they see the painting on the wall that Ford is already transitioned and separated the electric vehicle division from the ICE division. And they already see that they're hiring, supposedly, Ford is basically hiring people in anywhere from $16 to $21 an hour to be putting together these electric vehicles. So it's a huge difference, but it's more of a competitive wage that's in the real world market of other EV manufacturers, especially in China. And Tesla, we don't know. Tesla won't disclose, I don't guess. Maybe we do know, I don't know. I didn't see Tesla. So United Auto Workers, they're very, very concerned that they're going to lose out in the long run on the manufacturing relationship with the likes of Ford. And so apparently the deadline for this union new ratified agreement is by September 19th. And a lot of people are speculating that the odds are this is going to go to a strike because Ford is going to have to put their foot down. And gee whiz, you just think to yourself, wow. And so here's the thing. This guy, I mean, I read this and I kind of read it again, and it's even harder for me to believe. So his goal is, in so many aspects, is to double their pay. Double. Wow. So, but their perspective, the union leader and the union, and he said, this isn't my words. This is the words of our members. That's his position. I'm just bringing the message from the word of our members. The trillions of dollars that these big three automakers, Ford, GM, Jeep, Ram, are making is just, trillions of dollars in their book. I guess that's what he said. It's like, wow. So over the last decade. So their position is automotive manufacturers making way too much money off of their labor. They're not being compensated fairly. So can you even imagine that you have union workers on the line that are $100+ an hour? Wow. I mean, I've talked about this here. There's a whole another variable here that people are starting to analyze, this artificial intelligence, of the losers and winners of this artificial intelligence. And what's really interesting, I've talked about it numerous times, is they're saying the losers with the new generative pre-trained transformer, artificial intelligence, it's going to eliminate so many of these computer and tech jobs, task jobs. What they're saying is the task person, the person that's just entering data, and more of the engineers, there'll be definitely have an impact on them, but more of the task-oriented computer type of people versus the UPS guy. So it's saying that the AI, the losers in AI versus the winners, but the losers are going to be the white-collar force. Yes, so we may be getting ready to witness a huge loss of white-collar jobs. And the winners are going to be the more the manual labor people, the plumbers, electricians, landscapers. You could say the welders. You could say, to a degree, the working manufacturing people that put things together, even though robots are kind of taking that. The food sector, you're still going to need waitresses and servers, waiters and waitresses. You're still going to need chefs in the back. I mean, yeah, there's going to be computerized stuff there too, but overall, the manual, more of the real, you use your body person is going to be the winner in the end over with the artificial intelligence, and the white collar person is going to be the loser. Wow. Really good article on the Chevy versus the Ford Mustang. So apparently Motor Trend magazine reached out to a Chevy Camaro enthusiast that drove the Ford Mustang Dark Horse, and he's a huge Camaro guy, but he loves all cars. And he did his own evaluation of the Ford Mustang, new Dark Horse, and he loves, the Camaro wins, but at the same time, he wanted to drive the car, and he was very excited to know that they reached out to him, let him drive it because he's the Camaro guy. But he drove it and he walked away with really good overall. Thinks the car's a great car. He kind of doesn't think the seat belts are that great. He isn't very happy with that. He really thinks the 10-speed auto is the better choice than the manual. Wow, isn't that something? He really thinks that 10-speed auto really does a better job of giving you more power and control and just a better package. And a lot of people would argue with that. And interior, yeah, a little overwhelming, but at the same time, it's just the age of technology. But overall, he felt the car is a really good all-around vehicle. And he feels it's great that Ford is continuing the path of the Ice Age. And sadly for the Camaro and Challenger, it's all over for the Ice Age. So good article. And so the Ford Mustang, new platform, getting good reviews. I'm sure it's going to be a hot item. I'll be amazed if mine comes in. That'll be surprising. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, because I'm in a list of other people want one at Koons Baltimore Ford. So does it come in later this year? Maybe it does, which that'll suck because it comes in like December. It's got those summer performance tires, and they're just not designed for the cold days. So, and I gave up my GT500s just kind of on that page. So what I lose, right? I lost my 760 horsepower car. So I'm going to go to a 500 horsepower car, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's just, it's all good. For me, I read lots of articles, information, and try to retain all this stuff. It's just really, it's just sometimes hard to, I don't make any notes or anything. I just kind of do my thing. And so anyways, so the losers versus the winners. We were seeing more than ever the losers in the real estate market seems to be more of the commercial properties. And do we see the losers so much in the residential side, which it's just, I tell you, it's challenging. And here's the thing. I was reading other articles, same article I read last week, talking about how the dealerships are more challenging than ever of getting people bought on, more marginal credit, that they're seeing a higher rejection rate than ever. And are the dealerships really starting to lose the sales? I mean, are dealerships really, and that's the thing, will a car salesperson or anybody who watches my channel really raise their hand and say, yeah, it's really happening. We really have lost the sales. But the biggest thing I think going to be interesting is the loss of sales is one thing, but the loss of profits. So during the pandemic, we all know that these dealerships went from selling 500 cars to 250 cars, but their profits were like quadruple. So they didn't really lose their profits. So they had less sales. So the question now is it a double whammy? Are the dealerships now losing not only sales, but now they're losing the profit side because they're having to discount the vehicles to move the product? Yeah, so that'll be interesting to hear that story. And once again, I think it's the cult. I think if you're working at a car dealership, it's the cult. You just don't talk the dirty laundry because it gives the consumer the upper hand on how to, how to negotiate a better deal because they know they're desperate to sell a vehicle. And then you go to our, the politics, who's losing, who's winning, and that's what the whole conversation yesterday is. For the most part, I mean, my perception is a lot of people are still winning in this economy. They're still doing fairly well, and so for this administration, in so many ways, I think people look at them as the winners of the right party to be to make things work. I mean, hard for you. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, how can you be saying that? Well, if you go on to social media and you listen to other people rant and rave about this administration, you just shake your head. But as I said yesterday, if you can start going through the winning versus losing, and so which is the more dominant right now? Are we in more of a winning situation or more of a losing situation? And yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of things that we're losing in big time personally. But at the same time, I think that people are still doing very well, if not even getting better for them in certain fields and industries. So anyways, everybody, hey, thanks for watching my channel. Appreciate the support. And what I'm up to, I am up to something. Yeah, I found something Does it play out? Well, you'll have to just wait and see. So stay tuned for more adventures on Ice Age TV. And God bless. Have a great day and stay tuned.